Hello guys, it's me, the Quest of Anime here, and today we are doing episode 11 of Remake Our Life Review. Now, this episode, by far, I'll tell you this right now, it's my favorite episode. I love this episode. This episode did so many things right, and I'll tell you why I really love this episode. Because God, I cannot believe everything they did in this episode. It was just insane. So first off, one of the major things I love about this episode is how he literally called all the shots, and he managed to basically maintain trust within the company. He literally he literally was calling shots, and there were really amazing ideas and plans. The boss was not on board on it at first, but he explained it so perfectly why he is doing what he's doing. It was this and that, and it was just amazing. He literally managed to save the company, managed to get the people, what's called, believing that they can do this. He got them a new engine. He got them. He told them that we just need like 10 days to debug the game. He gave them a few. He gave them 2 weeks off so they can clear their heads, and you know what I mean. They can seriously work on this and get it running. Though the one major thing I really didn't understand about this process is he bought them a new engine was his team's budget. Now my question is, why did he, like, he was about to give up, right? You saw it in you saw it in episode 10. He was about to literally give up. He was about to say, "There's nothing we can do." That famous line. But if he already had the engine that's gonna save this game, then why? Like, I really truly understand that the fact that this that he legit was suffering because he realized how his changes in this world has affected the people around him in a very negative light, and he's scared to make major changes. But he already had the solution. He could just walk up to them and talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't think it would have been too much a problem, but I can see where they're going with that one. Now, next thing. Now, like I said, right, I really love that about this main character. He really challenges the possibilities. Like, if everything's going bad, then they might be a good possibility. You never know. We just have to challenge it. You know what I mean? And by challenging it, we can probably find a good solution. And as you see, they get in a hopeless situations where they're saying there's nothing you can do, and he turns their thinking around and he finds a solution to their problems. It's really a life lesson there that if you that you can challenge the reality. And well, there's a certain limit to it, but you can challenge it and possibly find a better alternative to your problems. I really find that a really good lesson that this anime is teaching, okay? And that's one major thing I love about this main character. Next thing, he really knows how to run this company. Like, he got the skills and the knowledge to run a whole company. It's insane. I find that really interesting development. He went from a guy who was not confident in his abilities, so he didn't go to the art school, to look at him now. He legit confidently went up, told the owner, the president, and everyone else that we can save this company. Follow my lead, and we can save it. And they saved it. I just love that about this anime. They did such a good job when it came to that aspect. Next thing, so the major reason why I love this episode beyond any other episode is what happened in the middle. After he met with the new girl, managed to respark her love for art. After seeing that the blue-haired girl, never mind, never mind. That's episode 12. But yeah, it was this red-haired girl. I love this girl. I think she's legit one of the best characters in this anime. Honestly, I will call her best girl because the thing is, I just love her and the main character's dynamic. They just understand each other. You see, my favorite thing about her is when it comes to problems, she doesn't have any. Her character is not something that the main character has to fix her problems. No, She just understands what he's going through and tries to help him. You see, in this part, she decides to go to a certain place, right? Or go traveling. I don't forgot where. But so she decides to go traveling. He took that as that she's going that what he did in that company made her look so inferior that she's leaving the country because of his actions. Now he was so scared about the fact that another person's going to be lost because of another person's dream is going to be lost because of his rush, his thinking, and his way of doing things. So he desperately tried to stop. Well, not try to stop. Tried to make it in time, and he did. She decided. Well, she decided not to go, but yeah, like in the second half or less than second half to be more precise, you actually really get to see his guilt because he has so much guilt that I didn't even realize. Like it's actually really insane how hard he's on himself for how his actions have affected his friends and how they lost their passion because of how much he'd been getting involved with them. Like he really didn't. He already knew that they're gonna be something, but he wanted to help them. He wanted to. He was egotistical. He was like, they need my help. I was in the past basically to help them out. You know what I mean? When that's really not the case. He literally was what's it called? He literally already knew that they didn't need his help. They ended up very successful without him. But he helped them anyways, and here's what happens. He put too much effort in, and yeah, this is the result. How she handled his guilt is so amazing. I just gotta appreciate her as a character for this. Just hearing him say all this negative things about him that he should not that like what's it called that he's worthless that because of him they all what's it called they all left and all that negativity. She really got mad at him. She legit smacked him with her purse because all in all, if you really think about it, he always helps people, but he never seeks or asks for help. He just does everything by himself and gets hurt by himself. He never he never expresses to people how much he's hurting. He tries to keep it inside of him and deal with it by himself, and that really got her pissed off. You're helping us, so we can help you. Basically, she basically said that if you that I'd have been willing any time to help you if you only asked for it. Like after a while of trying to help like she mentioned after a while of trying to help them, all three of them, like chasing after the guy who left, uh trying to encourage those two to sing and thing, he just gave up. He didn't put any more resistance in chasing him. He legit did all the writing himself without ever thinking about finding another writer, and he stopped putting resistance in, and then wanted to give up in music and art. It's sad, but it really shows you he tries so hard, and he really does. But in the end, he just he couldn't what's it called do anything. He just what's it called he gave up basically. He literally puts too much responsibility in his shoulder. That's what she says, and I agree with her. He has no responsibility to help these people out. Literally, he legit has the weight of his responsibility and everyone else's that he attempts to help on his shoulder. He puts way too much on his plate. Like no one can really what's it called handle that much responsibility, and it's not his business or his responsibility to help them out, but yet he puts so much effort in doing so. She basically mentioned how they laugh together, all of them laugh together, but yet he decides to cry by himself. He shows no weakness, and it's kind of sad. I wouldn't lie. I agree with that as well. Like she really gave an amazing TED talk to him, and I really loved it because it really shows you that she really understands him a lot. That he knows how much hard work he put into trying to help people. He's so generous, he's so hardworking. He really tries and cares about the people around him. But yet he's trying to do this all by himself and suffering alone as if it was his fault. Even though he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. It's really messed up. He did more than enough. What's it called? He doesn't have to do this, you know what I mean? He's generous and he's helpful. He's an amazing person, like she says. And she also confesses love in a sense, which I also like. Like, I just love that. She understands him. She knows how much work he puts into helping them. And how he chases after them, tries to help them, but in the end he couldn't do anything. He tries. He literally tries. He puts so much work in that he doesn't even notice. He puts so much work that he even got depressed. If he only asked someone, if only he goes to someone and was called let out some steam, then he could have got so much more help right away, not get this whole disaster on his plate. Honestly, I love this girl. She legit, again, like I said, she legit knows him. She legit knows why he likes him. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but I just really liked this scene. Because she really gave him such a good, wake up call that, no, you're doing enough. Don't worry. Don't get depressed about it. You're doing your hardest, and I respect you for that. It was just everything he needed to get out of the slump. Heck, the next episode, he literally takes her things to heart, and he uses it. Basically, applies some of what she says, and also she mentions how if I can go back in time, I would help you. I will, if you need any help, I'll be the first one to help you out. You just gotta ask. Heck, it really moved him that she cares about him so enough to, to be willing to help him if he just asked. You know what I mean? I just love this scene. It's such a good scene, and he really needed that to stay motivated and not sink into depression and darkness, basically. Through her, he learned how to rely on people. That it's okay to rely on people and ask them for help, because realistically, you can't do all that by yourself. It's kind of impossible. That was amazing. I really love this episode. I really think this episode deserves this rating. It's a high rating, but screw it. I think this episode was a masterpiece in and of itself. Like, other than that part in the middle that I didn't understand that well, which is such a minor thing, so I don't really care. This episode's amazing. It developed the main character, and you got to see every how he feels about the incidents. Like, he really feels regret off of it, and he really thinks he doesn't deserve to be with them, and he should not exist. You know, basically like that. It's really sad, and how Kasugawa, I think that's how you say her name. I'm gonna respect her by calling her by her name. How she handles that is so amazing. I really, really suggest any of you guys to watch this episode. If you guys decide to drop the anime for some reason in the middle, when you get to this episode, you will see why this anime is a really good anime. I highly suggest it. I think this episode's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing bad about this episode. It shattered my expectations in every way. Oh my god, this episode was amazing.